A private prison or for-profit prison is a place in which individuals are physically confined or incarcerated by a third party that is contracted by a government agency. Many of the burdens are taken off the government and put into private companies. So how does it work? Private prisons receive a guaranteed amount of money for each prisoner, independent of what it costs is having a minimum number of guards for the maximum amount of prisoners. According to a study done by the Vera Institute, the budget of these private-run prisons totaled to $33.5 billion, while total costs contributed to these facilities were greater than $39 billion. So who pays for private prisons? Us, the people. Taxpayers are the main providers, as well as stockholders. And who gets paid? Corporations like CCA and the Geo Group, who are opening up more and more of these facilities, are enabling profits to not only those in their company, but also those willing to invest. Cutbacks on staff training, counseling, healthcare, food, and many extras are put into place to reassure these profits, all while harming the individual for the sake of the greatest possible profit.
Prisons rake in about $3 billion a year, and with only 10% market saturation, there's a lot of room for growth, particularly in certain sectors.
So how much money is being spent? Today, privatized prisons make up over 10% of the corrections market, turning over $7.4 billion per year. Taxpayers spent $39 billion in private prisons. And what is this money being spent on? The Vera Institute study contends that many corrections-related costs, such as employee benefits, taxes, pension contributions, retiree healthcare contributions, legal judgment, and claims, are redeemed central administrative cost. Although the predominant myth about privatization claims that privatization means tax savings for the public, it actually costs us more. Even though on paper a private agency or corporation may present a low figure to do the same job, once that money has been taken out of the public hands, it no longer remains ours. And what about the treatment? Well, lowering staff levels and training at private prisons lead to an increase in violence and escapes. According to a nationwide study, assaults on guards by inmates were 49% more frequent in private prisons than in those run by government. In that same study, it was also revealed that the assault on fellow inmates was 65% more frequent in for-profit prisons.
Private prisons are said to be less accountable and less transparent about how they operate. That has led to abuse of prisoners. In one case, to the alleged rape of dozens of female inmates at a private prison in Kentucky, to violent prison riots at others, to prison escapes while prison guards were allegedly slacking off and not paying attention, to prison guards like these three guys from CCA's Nashville prison caught forcing inmates to make handcrafts that they turn around and sell, pocketing the proceeds.
America's prison system is a total mess. Whatever purpose you think it serves, it ain't doing it.
Well, the point of prison is to reduce crime.
It's definitely not doing that. There are 2.2 million people incarcerated in the U.S., 10 times more than 50 years ago.
2 million is more than the population of some states. Despite this massive increase in the prison population, a study conducted by the NYU School of Law found that the effect on the crime rate has been essentially zero.
Zero? Then why do we lock so many people up?
Well, I can't speak for all prisons, but this one is here to make money.
Make money? You mean someone is profiting from all this?
Yep, these guys are.
It also,
maybe it's okay because they're saving the taxpayer money.
Sorry, the sales pitch was wrong. The data shows that private prisons cost the taxpayers just as much as regular prisons.
and today, nearly 1/5 of federal prisoners are held in a for-profit facility.
One study showed that private prisons dole out twice as many infractions as government prisons.
Not having enough infractions. That's an infraction.
These penalties can lengthen your sentence, which earns the company even more cash.
Oh, so the more people that are in prison, the more money they make. Ooh, that's dirty.
Yep, that's why private prisons sneak occupancy clauses into their contracts, which actually require states to keep prisons full.
Last year, a private prison in Arizona didn't make their 97% capacity quota, so the state government had to pay them a $3 million fine.
Fines like that incentivize cash-strapped states to keep people in prison as long as possible.
Your parole forms are in order, and you've been a model prisoner. So we're going to lock you back up. We really can't afford to pay another fine.
That's reprehensible.
Look, not all prisons are private prisons, but this one is. So no, its purpose isn't to stop crime.
It's the dollar bills, y'all. Woo.